Hey folks, it's Matt from ARB here again, throwing out some road trip ideas for when the Rona lockdowns are done and dusted and we're free to head out in our four-wheel drives and travel again. As we said in the last video, with overseas travel off the list indefinitely, it's the perfect time to be planning a trip somewhere in Australia. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, the restrictions are starting to ease up. But even if you are still held up at home, maybe this video will give you something to think about and most importantly, look forward to. If you own a four-wheel drive, why wouldn't you want a holiday in Australia? We're very fortunate to have so many awesome locations to head to. The Kimberley, Top End, Simpson Desert, Victorian High Country. There are so many pristine wilderness areas out there to explore. Now, a lot of folks heading to places like the Red Centre tend to rush up from the southern states and totally bypass one of the country's best four-wheel drive locations, the Flinders Ranges. Spend a few days in this region and you'll discover ancient mountain ranges, spectacular gorges, deep craters, sheltered creek beds. It's a four-wheel driver's paradise. What I love about the area though is that there are so many options to go four-wheel driving on private land. Over the years, many of the stations have opened up to travellers and developed guided and self-guided tours on their properties. You can head out for the day on the tracks and often have the whole place to yourself. There is an incredible diversity of country to explore, with the eastern ranges containing steep and rugged country with some sensational views over places like Wilpena Pound. This is where you'll be thinking to yourself, how great is it having a four-wheel drive? As you head west, you'll travel through some spectacular gorges such as Bratchina, contained within the national park. And then the terrain changes dramatically to wide open expanses, salt lakes and even sand dunes. The area is a geological wonder, with some of the planet's most ancient fossils having been discovered in the northern ranges. You can actually do tours out to some of the fossil sites. However, if looking at 500 million year old squiggly lines in rocks isn't your thing, the northern Flinders is also home to one of the best pubs in the outback, the Prairie Hotel in Parachilna, that offers gourmet pub food and a variety of accommodation. The Flinders Ranges is in itself a magnificent destination. But if you have a bit longer, a trip up to Arkaroola in the Gammon Ranges is an epic experience. Sir Douglas Mawson regarded Arkaroola as the world's greatest open-air museum of geological history, and he directed one of his students, Reg Sprigg, to find a means of protecting it. So many years later, when the pastoral lease came up for sale, Reg purchased it with his wife, Griselda. It was a pretty lonely place in those early days, but as recreational four-wheel driving became more popular, visitor numbers increased, and today it is an ecotourism success story. The Flinders and Gammon Ranges is rugged and remote country, so a vehicle with low range, good ground clearance and decent off-road tyres is an absolute must. The tracks vary from graded gravel roads through to some pretty extreme climbs. We've used this region for ARB catalogue photography a fair bit over the years, and it's produced some of the most epic shots we've ever captured. From here, you can head out just about anywhere. The area is the gateway to the Strzelecki, Oodnadatta and Birdsville tracks. You could disappear off for months. Now, don't you wish you'd been out there when everything turned to shit a few weeks ago?